First, I would like to thank everybody for joining me for my presentation. I'll be speaking about the Amber Alert, and this is an informative presentation, and we're going to go into the history of the Amber Alert, the statistics of exploited children, as well as how technology is advancing the Amber Alert process. First, the Amber Alert began in Dallas. Is relatively new. As of 2001, only 4 states had implemented plans to adequately get the Amber Alert warnings out to every community. And then in 2002, President Bush, he held the first White House conference on Amber Alerts. 2003, on April 30th, that's when President Bush, he signed the Protection Act. All right, for the Amber Alert, there are certain criteria that you have to fit for an actual Amber Alert to go out. And the criteria, and this is set by the Department of Justice. Each state kind of tweaks theirs just a little bit for everybody to do it a little bit different, but this is your uniform criteria for the Amber Alert. So first, they suggest that that law enforcement confirm that it's actually an abduction, because with a lot of family law matters, sometimes an angry wife or angry husband might call and report a child abducted, and they're not really abducted, and so then there's wasting resources. Secondly, the child must be in serious danger, and possibly for a serious injury or death. And then you have to have a very detailed description of the child as well as the abductor. And so a lot of times when you see the Amber Alert, it'll say they're in this vehicle going this, wherever they're going. The child must be 17 years or younger to be considered for an Amber Alert. And you also must have the child's name and critical information about the child, whether they're wearing any birthmarks or identifying marks on that child, and that'll be entered into the FBI's national database. And that way, if the child is taken from Texas to Louisiana, it's in the FBI database, everyone has access to it, and they can alert one another when they see that child. And for children that don't fit the criteria for the Amber Alert, there are child abduction response teams, and these teams are all throughout the U.S. I think there are 333 active teams in different states throughout the U.S., and they will go in and help law enforcement recover children who may not fit the emergency need or criteria just yet. So these are the terrible truths. As of 2016, there were 465,676 missing children reported, and that's just 2016. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, they've assisted in 20,000 cases. And this is the breakdown. 90% of the children missing are runaways. For a runaway, 1 in 6 will become a sex trafficking victim. 6% were abducted by family members, 9 by non-family, and 2 are considered as between the age of 18 and 20. And so for them, they are not necessarily considered under the criteria of Amber Alert. And so nearly 3/4 of abducted children will be murdered within the first few hours. This is the effectiveness. As of 2016, 857 children were rescued under the Amber Alert criteria. Technology has helped with the Amber Alert because Facebook and MySpace now send out notifications. And as recently as 2013, that's why we now get the Amber Alerts on our wireless devices. It will ping where you are and ping where the child was abducted from. In February 18, 2013, there was an 8-month-old baby, and a little teenager, her ping went off on her phone. And so she alerted her dad that, "Dad, this is the car that has this baby per my phone." And her father alerted the authorities, and they were able to save that 8-month-old baby. Have or know a child that has become missing, these are the steps that you follow. You want to make sure the child is not in the house playing hide and seek. Then you want to contact law enforcement and follow these steps. And every second count. We can do, because they say it takes a village to raise a child. We need to be aware, we need to research, we need to be selfless, we need to be accountable, we need to observe, and we need to take action when we think a child is in danger. And so we can all protect all the children.